Hello everybody, welcome to our Keeping Children and Young People Safe in the Community webinar. Just going to play this video for you now, bear with me.
Hello? Hello? What's your name? What's your name? Amy. And where do you live, Amy?
Found Hope.
Found Hope. And who are you in town with?
Charlie.
Who?
Charlie.
Charlie. And who's Charlie? Is that your mum or dad? Friend. And where was Charlie?
In Found Hope.
In Found Hope. And where have you just come from? Have you just come from a shop? Are you in town shopping? Are you? Do you know what shop you've just come from? Which shop was that?
Toy shop.
Toy shop?
Necklace Granny.
Oh, right. Have you seen my radio? Have you seen this? I can talk to people on this. And what I'm going to do is just let the shops know that you're in town, all right? Your name is Imi. Control from Echo Alpha 03.
Stephen, go ahead.
Yeah, Control, we have a... Imi. Control, we have a little girl that appears to be missing in town. She says her name is Imi. She's possibly in town shopping. And we're in Commercial Street by the black and white house. If you get any reports of any missing children, she's with me at the moment, and she's about 2-3 years of age. She's got a pinky top and purple trousers, and she says her name is Imi. Received.
Received that, understood. Thank you. Keep your eyes open for any parents missing children. Thank you.
Yeah, received. Thanks. Imi. Should we go and have a walk and see if we can find Charlie? Shall we? Yeah? Do you want to walk or do you want me to carry you? You're going to walk? Come on, could you think you can show me which shop you've come from? Would you? Come on in, we'll give it a show, shall we? Come on in.
Has anybody seen my daughter? Where's my daughter? Amy, where are you?
All right. Can you see Daddy?
Hello, Amy.
Can you see Daddy?
Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Where was she?
Oh, she's wandering in the streets.
Oh,
Are you Dad?
Thank you very
Dad.
much.
That's fine.
Thank you very
That's
much.
okay. Is she all
kind of
right? Can I
Yeah.
just... And your name is?
Guy.
Guy.
Best.
Mr. Best.
Thank you
all
very
right,
much.
Amy.
Oh, thank you
There
very
we
much.
are. There's Dad.
Oh, well done.
I think that'll take you somewhere nice now, is it?
Well done.
Yes?
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right.
thanks for listening to that video. That was by Early Vision. So the key message for parents and carers: children are best able to overcome the challenges of growing up when they have a good understanding of its positive aspects, as well as knowing how to navigate challenges that they might encounter as they journey through childhood. We know that children and young people in Newham can at times feel unsafe and need to be empowered with information and awareness about situations where there may be potential risks. This could be online, could be in the community, or it could be when choosing the right peer group. So we're going to cover all ranges of children of ages today. And the video, obviously, that was a small child, little toddler, but we're also going to talk about protecting teenagers as well. So as a parent or carer, supporting your child to enjoy life and to stay safe is an ongoing process. It continues as your child goes through childhood and into adolescence. Encouraging your child to talk about the positives of their life is a great way to start conversations and an opportunity to start to explore some of the things that they might be concerned about. Sharing with your children the things that you might be worried about, as well as the great things that you know about them, instill and build trusted relationships. So, while you are out with your children, from the video that we've seen, all the way up to teenagers, so we can teach your child your mobile phone and or your landline number. Really important. If you can, we often get so used to having these things on computers or phones, but it's really important if your child can remember in their mind one number at least, either a mobile or a home landline, and that goes for all ages. Try to keep your children within your sight or another adult whom you trust. Identify people within the community that they can go to if they get lost. So informing your child, if they do get lost, who to talk to. That might be supermarket security or a customer services person or a police officer. Really encourage them to stay put and to not wander out of a store or a shop. Use reins for your toddler. These will keep your child nearby even if you get distracted. So that's for very small children. When out and about, always arrange a meeting point for you and your child, just in case either of you get lost. This is a really good way. It could be, maybe it's a theme park, it could be a shop, maybe it's a park. And if you've got one place, if you do lose sight of each other, that you meet again. Also really important to make sure that you all travel together in the same train carriage or have seats close together on a bus or on a coach. So within transport, often it can be very busy when travelling, so it's good to keep this in mind. Always go with your child into public toilets. And remind your child never talk to strangers, even if you are nearby. So for teenagers, really important for teenagers to stay alert, to keep personal stereos, phones, MP3 players turned off so that they can hear what's going on around them. Really important for teenagers to be staying alert when out and about in the community. Stick to busy roads, well-lit roads. Avoid shortcuts through alleyways. Tell your child that if they think that somebody is following them, that they must cross the road or go to a safe place with lots of people around. This might be like a bus stop or a shop. Maybe to inform somebody that they do think they're being followed. Your child could carry a whistle or an alarm. Sometimes they call them panic alarms, a shrill alarm. It's good to have this on them. So if it's around their neck or at least on a keychain, this way they can use that if they are feeling unsafe. They can warn off suspicious strangers. When traveling by bus, your child should try to use the bus stops on busy roads. So if there is an option to use a bus stop on a busier road rather than a more dark or secluded road, go for the more busy road. And really important as well to try, if they can, to sit on the lower deck. Really important. Also, if somebody tries to take something from your child, it's important to tell them to never to fight for it. Hand it over and get to safety is the most important thing. And some of these, as I'm reading through, you're probably thinking, yep, that's what I tell my child, or oh, I haven't thought of that. And it's non-judgment here. Sometimes we just all need reminding as well. And you might have other ideas as well, and that's good too. Good to tell them to keep mobile phones and other valuables out of sight, so to not attract any attention from suspicious, people. And it's also really good if you turn off the mobile ringer, so that'll avoid attracting attention as well. Really important to not let your child carry weapons, because they're more likely to be used against them. And also it is illegal. So we want to keep everybody safe and protect ourselves, but in the most effective way. Also, really important, encourage your child to speak up if they're being bullied or if they feel they might be in danger. To have conversations with your children or child about how they're getting on at school, in the community, how they're feeling. So what is child exploitation? Well, child exploitation is where children and young people are encouraged, trapped, forced, or persuaded to carry out acts for the benefit of a person or a group of people. This can be organized criminal groups or gangs. Here are some of the signs that a child or a young person might be at risk of being exploited. So some patterns include skipping school or staying out late or overnight, unexplained gifts or new possessions, maybe new money that you're not sure where they've got it from, drugs or alcohol misuse, displays as well of secretive behaviour, maybe you've noticed inappropriate or sexualized behaviour as well. Maybe friendship or relationships with older adults. Maybe they've changed in mood or behaviour changes, or in appearance, such as their clothes, their hygiene. Maybe they've become withdrawn or isolated, or you've noticed a decline in their mental health. They might be self-harming. Lots of time spent on social media, talking to friends that they haven't met or that you don't know. Maybe they're coming home with unexplained injuries. Maybe they own a second mobile phone. Maybe they're receiving a high volume of calls, or suddenly need to leave urgently after receiving a text or a call. Here are some circumstances that might make a child or a young person at risk. So, regularly going missing from home. If they're out in the community more than home, that's more chance that they could be exploited. Connected to other vulnerable young people that have been known to be exploited, or that are involved in criminal activity. Sometimes if they have a learning difficulty or a special educational need, there may be increased vulnerability there. And if they're misusing drugs and alcohol, with some of the connections that they might be making in order to get hold of that drug or alcohol, these are reasons why they might be at risk. They might suffer from poor mental health as well, and they might be experiencing abuse at home, possibly witnessing violence. There may also be some concerns about being involved in crime or in antisocial behaviour. It is important to remember that exploitation can happen to anyone. Some children and young people who may be facing particular circumstances may be more vulnerable to exploitation. Here's a clip. It's from ITV News, and it's about the damage that county lines does to families and young people. So I'm just going to play this for you now.
He would have weapons on him. I'd quite often find knives in his bedroom, screwdrivers or anything. They said it was for protection.
I don't know what words to use to describe how bad it was. It was horrible. It was horrible.
It kills you. It's absolutely heartbreaking, isn't it?
It's just, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
Because they're violating my child. And I actually want to go and rip their face off, but...
These are the tormented words of parents whose children have been groomed to sell drugs by the same organised crime group. Tonight, they tell us what they've seen.
Well, basically, we believe he got groomed from the age of 15 by an older, well, I'll say boy, a man, really, wasn't he? He was 20. Entice them around the house with Xboxes, games, and then basically they get them to start running drugs for them.
At first, I was in denial that I didn't want to believe that he was doing it. And then I saw the signs. He would have a little phone, a bike. He would get a phone call, nip out the house. It was scary times.
The emotional toll for these once normal families is plain to see.
Every night I was wondering if he was going to come home, if I was going to have to report him missing. If he was at home, I'd be hiding his trainers. It's all you think about as soon as you wake up in the morning. All night, that's all you think about.
Violence controls them and debt too. Drug dealers rob their own runners. They say paying off that debt forces kids to carry on.
They get them to go and deliver packages. When they're going to deliver packages, they then get them robbed by their own people. So then they're in debt to them straight away. We've actually seen one of our sons thrown into the back of a car and drove off at speed. You know, when he comes back in the house and then describes to you, if I don't pay, I'm going to be hurt. You're like, what do you do?
Things got so bad for Joe's family, the police fitted panic alarms.
Our house was raided and quite a lot of drugs were found. And they were worried about the repercussions of that to our family. I've got 2 other children, 2 young daughters, so they had to be taught how to use them.
Stephen Kerry's son was found hundreds of miles away in Wales, along with a 40-year-old man.
You want to look after your children the best you can. You want to be there for them. I've tried to talk to them, but when they're involved in this, it's sort of like a shield up. You lose a bit of them.
How are your other children coping?
They're not.
The parents worry about what their children have witnessed.
Somebody had been fatally stabbed. They witnessed it, and there's no support for the kids. Could you imagine in your lifetime seeing something so horrific? And they're just walking around, and, some people would say most likely got PTSD from it.
They have fears about post-traumatic stress, but do they ever question their role in this?
Have you had to ask yourself if you are a great parent? No, because I am. And I'm always saying that. Yeah, I know I am. There's no doubt of that.
The parents say the organised criminals they believe exploited their children have been arrested. Some of their kids have got out. But with the continuing growth of county lines, this is all still a reality for thousands around the country. Allegra Stratton, News at 10.
He would have weapons on him.
So here are some ways we can try to reduce the risks. First one is all about communication. Trying to make sure that your child knows that they can talk to you. Ask them how you can help. and also be ready to help them to find other sources of support. Encouraging your child to get involved in constructive activities instead, in the community, with peers. Ensuring that your child has healthy, supportive friendships, that can really help. And in doing some of those constructive activities, your child might be able to make some of these more healthy, supportive relationships and friendships with their peers. Ensuring that your child can attend school regularly. So, keeping sure that they are attending, they aren't skipping school, and communicating with their teachers as well. Also, having a positive relationship with a trusted adult who can help if they feel unsafe. Maybe this could be a counsellor. Maybe this could be a friend. Maybe this could be somebody who works with the family. Sometimes children might want to communicate with people their own age as well. Maybe a peer counsellor at school, as well as trusted adults. Helping your child to know how to keep safe in the community, but also online. The online world has developed so much in the last few years, and there's a lot of links between what goes on in the community and what goes on online. And also, there are many services and positive activities that children and young people can access in Newham. One of which currently, in August 2021, is the summer programme that's taking place. There's many summer programmes, and the Newham one is on the Newham website. And there's loads of opportunities there for young people to engage with other young people that have similar interests and partake in lots of different activities. So we'll check that out. Here are some other ones. We've got the Newham Youth Map. This is brilliant. I'm just going to click it, see if it works. This shows you everything that's going on, and it gives you a map of Newham, all the different wards, what's happening over here. We've got the library, we've got something called Skills for Growth, Stratford Park, there's West Ham Boys Amateur Boxing Club. And this is a really cool map of all of the activities that are happening. And there's also this, which is the Newham Youth Empowerment. And if we click on this one, we've got a weekly programme of all of these sessions that are happening. So I would definitely check those out. And if you would like the links to these websites, you can drop an email to us, and I'll give you the email at the end of this video. There's also the Head Start Creative Arts and Sports. Head Start are a brilliant service that offer lots of activities, lots of support. And yeah, you can find out all about Head Start on their website. And more support for you as parents and carers. So it's really important to also look after yourselves, because raising children and young people is hard work and it's not easy, especially when we try and do it alone. So it's important to have your own network of support to take time for yourself, learn about the needs behind our behaviour, our children's behaviour, about understanding what it's like to be a young person in Newham. It's good always to develop and practice our listening skills. And it's also great to hear other parents' experiences and share your own experience with them. Also to know that you're not alone. And it's good to practice the tried and tested strategies. So they go through things like negotiation skills, setting boundaries, household rules, and problem ownership. So this is part of Head Start's peer parenting team and their parenting sessions. They offer a coffee and chat as well, which is between 10 o'clock, I think it's 10 to 11 and 6 till 7, although it could be 6 till 8. But you can find out the dates and times on that link on the slide. You can meet other parents going through similar experiences to what you're going through as well. Another similar kind of an offer is the Head Start peer parenting courses. And these are run by peer facilitators, peer parenting facilitators. And the course helps parents learn practical communication skills for everyday life and how to work together to bring up confident, happy, and cooperative children. Again, you can find out all of the information on the Head Start Newham website. So here are some helplines and resources you can go if you remain concerned. So information on keeping your child safe, definitely recommend the NSPCC. They provide really handy advice and tips on ways to keep your children safe. And also how to have conversations with your child, ways to approach it, especially about difficult topics such as this. There's also a Childline, which is a brilliant organisation, and they've got a telephone number there and their website. And also You and Co, which is victim support, and that's for children who have experienced crime. And there's also support available for parents too. So again, there's the telephone number for victim support and the website. You can also call Newham's Children's Social Care on the number in the orange speech bubble if you need to speak to somebody regarding concerns for a child or young person. And if you know that your child may be experiencing exploitation, please do call the number there. Here's some other useful information. Again, we can email these to you. This is the Keeping Children Safe in Newham. It's really got a resource on tips or, advice on how to keep your child safe. And we can send you these on the strengthening.families email here. So please do email if you'd like a copy of these. As part of the parenting course, they're really keen to engage with parents and carers who would like to complete the training and support the work with other parents in the community and to act as a champion in your local area. So again, if you would like further information, if you're interested, please do email us at that email address on the slide. So thank you for listening today. Again, lastly, if you would like a copy of the slides, please do email us. And if you'd also like to be added to our Brighter Futures Parents Network, we have a WhatsApp group. Please do include your name and phone number in your email, and then we can add you to the group. Thank you so much for listening today, and take care, everybody.